years ago, someone gunned down the rapper Lil Marlo. In 2020, police say he was found shot to death inside a crashed car on 285 near Benjamin E. Mays Drive. 5 years later, no one has been arrested.
Lil Baby just revealed who really killed Lil Marlo, and the internet is going wild. The details are shocking, the reactions are non-stop, and fans everywhere are trying to piece together what really happened. From surprising claims to behind-the-scenes drama, this revelation has everyone talking, and in this video, we're breaking down every moment so you know the full story. Cold case, no closure. 5 years later and still no arrests. On the evening of July 11, 2020, reports confirmed that Lil Marlo, real name Rudolph Johnson, was found shot to death in a car crash on Interstate 285 in Atlanta near the Benjamin E. Mays Drive overpass. Police responding to what was first reported as a single vehicle accident discovered that Johnson had been shot, not merely involved in a crash. Investigators publicly stated they believed Marlo was the intended target of the shooting.
I met Marlo, I met 24 Heavy, and Gooch. They're the first three people I met out of QC. And like they all been like, helped me with my career from the start. You know what I'm saying? They all like, we all keep contact, talk all the time. They give me advice, cause you know they've been doing this shit.
As of 2025, more than 5 years later, no arrests have been made. The case remains officially unsolved. Marlo's father, visibly frustrated and grieving, has repeatedly voiced the family's anguish over lack of answers and closure, urging anyone with information to come forward. This lack of accountability has made the incident a cold case, but not a forgotten one. For many fans, peers in the rap community, and Marlo's surviving relatives, every year that passes without resolution deepens the pain, suspicion, and distrust. The enduring silence raises critical questions. Why hasn't there been a breakthrough? Was evidence lost, withheld, or insufficient? Is fear of retaliation preventing witnesses from cooperating? The longer the case stays open and unresolved, the more it becomes a symbol of street danger, failed justice, or institutional inertia. For your video, this part underscores the gravity of what Lil Baby's reveal would mean: a potential reopening of old wounds, renewed pressure on authorities, and possibly a turning point in a case that has lingered unresolved far too long. Rumors, denials, and the $50,000 hit, who was the real target? Shortly after Marlo's death, speculation began swirling online and across hip-hop news outlets. Some claimed that the shooting wasn't aimed at Marlo, but instead at Lil Baby. According to early reports quoted by a media source, there was allegedly a $50,000 hit on Baby, and Marlo was killed by mistake.
There are several reports this afternoon that the victim was a well-known Atlanta rapper, Lil Marlo. NBC News says the Fulton County Medical Examiner confirmed the death. Several in the hip-hop community have taken to social media to offer their condolences.
Lil Baby's reaction was swift and scathing. He dismissed the rumors publicly, first in comments under a shared post, then on his own social media. He described the claims as weak-ass fake news, insinuating that the theory was baseless and disrespectful, especially given the real tragedy the community was facing. The presence of this rumor and its quick suppression leaves an unsettling dual possibility. Either this was a misfire, a tragic collateral in a hit meant for someone else, or it was a narrative designed to cloud the truth and sow confusion. For fans and investigators alike, such early conflicting theories complicate the memory of the event. In a story fraught with grief and anger, the suggestion that Marlo might have been collateral damage adds a haunting layer, because it implies not only betrayal, but terrifying randomness. That a life could end not because of who they were, but because of who someone else was. For your video, this complexity invites viewers to question, was Marlo chosen, or was he simply in the wrong place at the wrong time? Brotherhood, betrayal, and pain. Lil Baby breaks his silence. In the days and months following the shooting, Lil Baby, who worked with Marlo under the same label Quality Control Music and collaborated with him for projects like To the Hard Way, remained publicly silent. But years later, facing grief and loss, he broke that silence in a raw and emotional post. He admitted that Marlo's death hit him hard, saying he hadn't cried in over 8 years, but the loss of his friend finally broke him.
That's just like anywhere though. If you ain't no stand-up guy, you gonna fall. You know what I'm saying? They gonna try you though. So you gonna have to show that you're a stand-up guy or you ain't.
In his tribute, Baby didn't shy away from the harshness of their reality. He spoke openly about the dangers tied to the lifestyle they lived, about the street shit that many outside hip-hop dismiss or romanticize. He warned, if you don't know what comes with this, you might underestimate how quickly things can go sideways. This moment does more than memorialize Marlo. It offers context. Baby's words reflect a lived experience, one where success, loyalty, and ambition intersect dangerous street dynamics. His grief becomes more than personal sorrow. It becomes a warning, a reality check that hints at systemic tensions between ambition and survival, music and street, loyalty and danger. For your narrative, this is a turning point. Emotionally powerful, socially relevant, and loaded with implications about the culture that framed Marlo's rise and ultimately his death. Street reality versus industry spotlight. When fame amplifies risk, Marlo's death underscores a tragic and recurring intersection between street life and the hip-hop industry. He was signed to Quality Control Music in 2017, a label known for launching big names. Before his death, he was viewed as a rising talent. Some collaborators and contemporaries believed he was on the brink of bigger things.
Wasn't a rapper initially either.
Exactly.
And he got, they convinced him to start rapping, and then look what happened.
Exactly.
So
Yet, that rise also likely came with heightened danger. The same street affiliations, territorial tensions, and possibly unresolved feuds that some rappers managed to leave behind may linger. For those living that dual life, between recording studios and neighborhood ties, the boundaries can blur and fame can amplify vulnerabilities. Marlo's end illustrates this harsh reality. A talented artist, striving for success, still bound by an environment where status doesn't guarantee safety. This dynamic challenges a common misconception, that industry success automatically means escape. Instead, Marlo's death serves as a grim reminder that for many, success and danger remain intertwined. For your video, highlighting this tension adds depth. It's not just about a murder, but about structural forces, choices, and the precarious balance between ambition and survival. Rumors and street theories, speculation that clouds the truth. From the moment Marlo was killed, speculation erupted, and some of the loudest rumors claimed that Marlo wasn't the intended target at all. Early posts circulating online alleged that a $50,000 hit was placed on Lil Baby and that Marlo was tragically caught in the crossfire.
Me and Baby was already close.
Yeah.
Like, me and Baby, like, 2 peas in the pot for sure.
Yeah.
So, when Baby bring me around, when he had brought me around, they know Baby don't like people. Like,
These rumors gained traction quickly. A snippet of an article shared by a social media figure tied to hip-hop commentary referenced unnamed police sources suggesting Baby was the real target. For many in the community, this theory helped frame the shooting as a grave case of mistaken identity or collateral damage, which, if true, would shift some of the narrative away from Marlo as a rising rapper gone too soon to Marlo as an unfortunate victim of someone else's vendetta. However, as often happens in these situations, the rumors also sparked pushback. Lil Baby himself shut the speculation down publicly, calling it weak-ass fake news, mocking its credibility, and distancing himself from any implication that he had been the target or that Marlo's death was directly related to him. The persistence of these conflicting accounts, hit on Baby versus targeted attack on Marlo, complicates any attempt to draw reliable conclusions. To observers and fans, the lack of transparent information, combined with street gossip and the natural opacity of investigations entangled with gang culture suspicion, makes the truth elusive. For your video, this angle underscores how much of what gets repeated in public discourse may be rumor or speculation, not verified fact. It also raises a deeper question. How much of Marlo's death story will remain buried in street narrative unless someone breaks the silence? What a reveal could trigger fallout, pressure, and the search for justice. If Lil Baby, or anyone close to him or Marlo, were to reveal credible information about who killed Marlo, it could rock many foundations. Given that the murder remains unsolved nearly 6 years later, a revelation could reignite attention, push local investigators to reopen files, and possibly pressure witnesses or insiders to come forward. As of late 2025, the family of Marlo, including his father, still publicly demand justice and lament the lack of progress.
Some shift, and you and I could only speculate. And he'd be Lil Baby right now. Like, this is the price of murder.
However, such disclosure carries risk. In environments where street affiliations, rivalries, and past feuds may be involved, speaking up can endanger lives. The complexity is magnified if the alleged perpetrators remain active in communities or have ties that offer them protection through silence. Historically, many violent incidents in similar contexts go unsolved not just because of lack of evidence, but because fear, loyalty, and code of silence prevent cooperation. Moreover, for Lil Baby, who remains a mainstream artist under scrutiny, coming forward could carry legal, reputational, and personal safety consequences. Bringing names, claims, or accusations into the light could trigger retaliation, provoke industry or street backlash, or reopen wounds in the public eye. For the public and fans, a credible reveal would be cathartic, a chance to see justice done, to correct the narrative, and to honor Marlo's death with accountability. But for insiders, it could mean danger. That tension between truth and survival, between justice and risk, helps explain why cases like Marlo's often linger in limbo. For your video, highlighting this tension helps show why many cold cases stay cold, not because people don't care, but because the stakes of speaking up may be unimaginably high. Legacy and impact. What Marlo's story says about fame, violence, and the trap of the streets. Marlo's death left a void, not just for his family, but for a community and a generation of artists walking the line between street roots and industry ambition. Signed to Quality Control Music since 2017, he was climbing, building music, gaining attention, seen by peers as someone with genuine potential.
I don't know, but man, this shit gets sad, man. We took a major loss right there.
But his murder reveals a dangerous truth too, that success doesn't always mean escape. For many young artists, especially those with ties to gangster culture, neighborhood history, or street conflicts, fame can amplify existing risk rather than erase it. Marlo's death is a reminder that in certain environments, talent and ambition collide with legacy violence, past feuds, and structural danger. This reality forces a reckoning within hip-hop. What does it mean to make it out? Is making it to fame enough? Or does the success only highlight the fragility of safety when you come from a system riddled with violence, rivalry, and entrenched codes? Marlo's story, cut short, unresolved, mourned, stands as a heartbreaking testament to that question. For fans, for fellow artists, and for the broader community, his death becomes more than a headline. It becomes a cautionary tale. It spotlights how the allure of money, recognition, and escape doesn't necessarily shield individuals from their pasts. The legacy of Lil Marlo may not only be his music, but a somber lesson. In some streets, trying to rise might make you stand out, sometimes with tragic consequences. Lil Baby revealing who really killed Lil Marlo is just the start of a much bigger story. The claims, the reactions, and the unanswered questions. It's all part of a narrative the public hasn't seen in full. If you want to know what happens next, the fallout, the responses from the streets, and the twist that could change everything, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. The next revelation could shake the entire scene.